Hi, this is Stephanie, and I'm going to share with you today how to add client records, cases, and make some connections between your different clients so that you can see that they're connected together and build the family's case. So I'm going to go in and add a family first. I'm going to add in Dollywood and put in the partner's name. Thomas Wood. I can add all of the other details that I may like. Here I'm going to set this as a domestic case, and that's all I'm really going to add right now. When the record is saved, we'll be taken to the cover page. So now that I've got a family record, I'm actually going to go and add a child record as well. So I'm going to remember that name. I'm going to go in and add an adoptive child. So this is going to be Chris Harper. I'll put in the birthday of 2/5/2023. I can add in race, gender, other detailed information. Right here, I'm just going to set them into a domestic adoption case, say that we're matching, and press go. Once a child record is saved, we'll also be taken to the cover page after it submits. So now that I have a child and I have a family, I'm going to connect the two with an adoption. So I'll click and add an adoption record. And then I'm going to choose the family. So this was the Dolly and Thomas Wood family. I'm not going to set a birth mother in this situation, but I absolutely can. I'll put in a commitment or a match date to show when they were matched, and then press save. Now an adoption record is created, and regardless of whether this adoption is finalized, the adoption record is created in SAM. It lets us know here we're in a match or commitment phase. As I move into placement, I could have automated actions update adoption status, or I can manually update it. I'm able to come in, click here, and edit this record. And I could add other details. When we know the birth mama, we could add her as well. Now I'm going to go in and link a birth mom to this child to show what it looks like on the birth mother's side. So there's a birth mom field on the case details screen in this system. And I don't have that, so I'm going to add a birth mother that we use on a regular basis. When I connect this birth mother, I'm able to click her name here, access the birth mom record, and under birth mother's children, the child that we just added is now connected to her as well. I can absolutely go back to the child from here, go to that adoption record, and add the birth mom to this adoption now that we have her connected as well. So now that I've added a family, a child, and connected an adoption record, I'm going to go through adding a foster family, but instead of adding a family, I'm going to make a connection for a foster care placement. So here, I'm going to show a slightly different way to navigate the system. I'm going to go to the foster family tab. Here, I'm going to find the family. Okay. So we've got this family here, and then I'm going to actually open in a new screen, new tab. I'm going to open up and find a child record. So now that I've got both the family and child accessible to me, I'm going to create an adoption or a placement record under this link here on the child for placements and adoptions. This time, instead of adding an adoption, I'm going to add a placement. And then I'll enter in the details that the system is asking for us to do. So I'm going to tell Sam where the child is being placed at. They're with the button family. I'm going to choose the foster family record for them. The placement start date will be the 12th. The placing authority is the state or county for which the child's care is with. I'm going to choose an organization, say it's a foster home, and this is now an active placement. Then I'll press save. At this point, there is a placement record for the family and the child. That's how the two are connected. You can click on the family, the foster family record, and we'll be able to see the placements in there as well. Here is their placements on the sidebar. And I'll be able to see this family actually has 2 children or has had 2 children. They currently have 1 child in the home that's active and the other is discharged. You can see on this foster family record, the case navigation is showing we have 1 case and no other cases. If a family leaves care and comes back or leaves your services and later decides to come and be reinstated, this could be for foster families, for birth mothers, for adoptive families, and even for children. We can choose maybe this is a different program they're going into. They're in training for this. We can set a caseworker if we like. But what I want to share is the case navigation here. We've started to build out a longer history for this record. I am able to toggle between case 1, which is their foster care case, and case 2, which is their foster to adopt case. So it allows you to keep a long history of tracking information. The last thing that I want to show you on any record, under advanced options, you can add an alert. And alerts are really helpful for showing bits of information that will be really bright for your team. You can add notes to the alert. And it's just eye-catching, is really going to get your attention. You can click and open it, and you can also close it back down. If you open it and you no longer need this alert, you could edit or delete the alert. If you guys have questions, you're welcome to connect with us at support@InReachSolutions.com.